Hey guys, what's going on? Brian coming to you from the TST Industries Garage. Today I have our 2019-2020 model year Honda Monkey sitting next to me. We have our TST Industries integrated taillight that is going to bring your signals all into the one unit. But if you're like me, you hate the look and sound of the hyperflash. So today we are going to be remedying that with our Gen 2 flasher relay. It's going to be a plug and play installation. Pretty simple. Honda wasn't super kind to us this time. They kind of hid that relay up under the tank, but we'll walk you through the steps to get there and get that old relay out and the new one in and remedy that hyperflash. Let's jump right in, guys. All right, so to start this process, we're gonna have to remove our seat. It's gonna be an M6 bolt. You have one here and on the other side. These can be pretty tight from factory. You might wanna use a ratchet. I was able to get it with the T-handle. Go ahead and set that bolt in a safe location. Same thing on the other side. With the two bolts out, we're gonna go ahead and take our seat, start to wiggle it back a little bit. There's a locking clip underneath the rear. Once you have it off, you can go ahead and take it off. You'll see that locking clip right there. Kind of just slides into a little accepting piece. At this point, we're gonna take a 12mm socket and remove the single bolt holding down the tank. Again, set that in a safe location. So I'm now gonna go ahead and take just some sort of cloth or rag. I'm gonna put it up underneath the front of the tank, in between the tank and the frame. Just because when we move this tank upward to access our relay, which is directly underneath, you can possibly scratch your frame there, being metal on metal. Don't want to do that. So go ahead and lift up on the rear and start to kind of catty corner wiggle your way back. There's two post mounts in the front of the tank that we're going to try to get to release here. So if you've seen another install video, at this point, some people like to take off some of the attachments to the tank, the electrical and whatnot. I'm gonna try and do this without. If you'd like to make it easier, you can go ahead and completely remove the tank at this point. But like I said, I'm gonna try and do that without. So I'm gonna hold my tank up, reach up underneath, and grab my relay off of the little post that it's sitting on. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out to the side, to my left side here, it's the closer side. And then I'm actually gonna go ahead and reseat my tank. So now that we've navigated our relay out to the left, we can go ahead and slide off this little rubber boot here that's on the OEM one. Set that down. We're going to want to keep that for our replacement. And Honda has this little grommet here that says if you push right there, your relay comes out. I have not found any luck with that. I've actually had to fold it back and then you'll expose that little clip connection. I take a small flathead, press down on it, and pull out. So we could at this point go ahead and reinstall our TST relay. I do just want to show you that if you pop this cap open with a little flathead, just both little tabs on each side, you can kind of catty corner that out. Sometimes the board will actually stay in, that's okay. Just go ahead and pull it out by those leads, reinsert it in the base. Now you'll see here this little blue guy, that is a potentiometer. This is an adjustable relay, so you can at this point change your flash rate. You could go ahead and plug this in, test your flash rate out as you're going. Try not to cross any leads. Obviously, if you touch positive to negative, you will short and blow a fuse. So just work on the potentiometer, make sure you're not touching any tools to these leads, but you can go ahead and change that flash rate before you put this in. I like the way that it comes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and insert that back in. We at this point can take our relay and plug it back into where the OEM went. Double check that that little clip engaged. You can move that boot up over, but it's not going to do too much for us at this point since the geometry is a little different. We're going to take that little rubber sleeve, slide it over this clip on our TST flasher relay. Make sure it engages that little locking feature. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and have to lift the tank back up and navigate this relay back into that OEM position. So we're going to do the same kind of deal where we kind of catty corner it back out of its mounting position. I'm going to push this back up in, and you can get your head in there and really look at the tab that you're looking for, but mainly I am doing this by feel. You'll see I'm not gonna even look at it as I do it. Just gonna feel around for that tab. Make sure that the relay is in a happy location. I've actually got it on there. You'll see here, actually, interestingly enough, a vent hose has popped off. Because I've decided not to completely remove all the hoses and I have lifted the tank up, some of those will pop off. This small vent hose here and one on the other side did pop off. I know that for a fact. So as we're reinstalling the tank, just make sure that you haven't broken any of those connections. You want all your vent hoses to be routed properly. So I'm gonna set the tank down and fix the one on the other side as well. All right, so we got that little breather hose back on the left side. You'll see another little vent hose here has popped off. They are just kind of slip fit on. So we're gonna wanna make sure that we navigate that back to its correct location. Just slide it all the way on. Then just do a double check while the tank is still kind of sitting up. You can kind of have it sitting on this boss here. Just make sure nothing is pinched, nothing looks out of the ordinary. Everything looks good there. So we could go ahead and take our tank, push it back into those two fasteners that are up in the front, navigate it to its original happy location. Come to the other side, grab that bolt that I pulled out of the tank, look straight down, make sure that your tank is in its most optimal position, and then hand thread this guy in. Definitely don't want to cross thread this one. Grab our 12mm socket and our ratchet. Give that guy a tightening down. There is a rubber fastener there, so you don't have to go crazy with the torque. Refer to your manual if you want the proper torque setting. So with our tank bolt secured, we can go ahead and take that rag that we use to protect our frame, take that out, make sure you don't ride away with that. We're gonna go ahead and grab our OEM seat. And just once again, I wanna point out this little clip here. You wanna make sure that that locates itself into that accepting feature on the bike. So you start a little bit further back. Be pretty careful here. You don't want to scratch your frame. Very pretty paint on these monkeys. Come back a little bit further than where you need to start. Make sure you're in a happy position and push forward. So we can go ahead and take those fasteners that were in the seat at this point. You want to make sure that you're as lined up as possible. Unfortunately, you cannot hand start these. You have to use a tool. So you just want to be very careful. Wiggle your seat around, make sure that you're not cross-threading. Same thing coming around to the other side. All right, and there we have it, guys. The installation of this Gen 2 relay is complete with our seat back on. Everything is in working order. Let's go ahead and turn it on, double check that everything's running the way it should be. All right, guys, so we'll do one final check here. Make sure everything is in working order. You'll see we have a very nice flash rate. That is the stock one that the relay came with. I decided not to change it. I like what we send them out with, but again, you can get in there and make this faster, make it slower. We give you guys the options there if you want them. So that installation is complete. Pretty straightforward. It's a little cumbersome to get in there. I know it's kind of frustrating. Honda did that to us just as much as you guys, but we have walked you through that. I'm confident that you guys, with my help, can get in there, get that relay replaced, and get your signal rate back down to where it should be. If you want to check out any of the other products that you might have caught your eye on this bike, go ahead and check out our website at TST Industries, navigate to the Honda Monkey category, and you will find all the parts that I've mentioned in this video and more to come soon. Each of those parts typically has an installation video, so go ahead and check out our YouTube as well for those installation videos and help on installing those parts. I'll catch you guys next time. It's been Brian from TST Industries.